Hello YouTube, this is Magnum94 here, back with another stupid Nintendo article. Now, the Switch came out yesterday, and we all know that when a new Nintendo console comes out, that means that stupid articles abound. And, of course, I've seen like 4 or 5 really bad articles about why the Switch's sales don't matter, why Zelda launching with the Switch doesn't matter. Just all these things basically trying to downplay the sales of the Switch. But I feel like they all at least got their point across and just generally had a point, period. This one I don't really think has that. First off, it just straight up has the title, the Nintendo Switch is sold out, here's why it doesn't matter. Blatantly, obviously clickbait, of course. And you know what you're going to get. You're going to get the person I don't even know, really complaining or like just saying, just trying to downplay the Switch's sales, period. But he goes about it in a way that just doesn't make sense and doesn't. I'll just read the article and you'll see what I mean. A quick search on Amazon clearly shows that both Nintendo Switch consoles are out of stock. He means both the gray one and the neon one. Currently, the only way to get your Switch via Amazon would be to pay the scalpers a premium. As of writing this article, pricing starts at $420 for a possibly used or damaged Switch. Nintendo Switch retails for $299, by the way. In no way should anyone have to pay any more for it than they have to. For the record, that's how any big thing goes. Like when the PS4 and Xbox One, when they launched, they sold out stock almost instantly. Especially the PS4. I want to say it has the largest or the biggest launch day sale period ever. And the scalpers went crazy on that, selling upwards of $500, $600, even more dollars just for the PS4 itself. So yeah, with any product, period. Same with the NES Classic. It sold out pretty quickly, and then scalpers put it up on eBay and Amazon for way more than it was worth. So yeah, this is gonna happen with any new product, especially if it sells out. Check other websites as well, and the story isn't any different. Best Buy shows the console is sold out, so does Walmart, Target, and yes, even the game-focused GameStop tells us the console is unavailable online. I actually went to GameStop today, and they're still sold out of Switches. And the one near where I am right now, it's not like super busy. I mean, it's kind of like not in the center of town. It's kind of like on the outskirts, so like it doesn't get us a bunch of business, but considering that GameStop was sold out, and they said that the store was packed yesterday. So yeah, I'll get why that's a big deal in a second. So that's the story. Nintendo Switch is currently sold out online and in stores. Keep that in mind, and in stores. The only way to get one at this moment at regular price will be go hunting at retail stores for them. And again, though, I also stopped by Walmart today, and again, the Walmart in my town isn't super busy all the time, especially the gaming section. So, yeah, it being sold out is kind of a big deal. And I don't know if like Targets or Best Buys around are also sold out, but I'm going to assume yes. But that's just an assumption. Is the Switch a hit? It sounds like the Nintendo Switch is selling like hotcakes, right? I wouldn't bet on it. You have to keep in mind that the Nintendo Switch has just barely been released onto the market. Most of the Switch was most of the stock was most likely pre-ordered months in advance by fans. A little advice for those looking for a Nintendo Switch: be patient. This is not going to be the next big thing. Stores will get your consoles sooner than you think. Oh my gosh. See, all the other articles, they at least tried to reasonably downplay the Switch's sales. Like, they gave points about how it looks like Like the Wii U also sold out at launch, which is fair, although it didn't sell as much as the Switch had pre-orders, but that's neither here nor there apparently. They were also showing how it seemed like the PS4 and Xbox One sold more at launch, and like how other Nintendo consoles sold more at launch. And the games there weren't that many big games at launch, just things like that, which are understandable to an extent. But this? What are you trying to say here? You're basically saying that the Switch is not going to be the next best thing because the majority of the stock was pre-orders? I hope people realize that for any console launch, the pre-orders are going to be the majority of the sales. In fact, the manufacturers, they gauge the demand based on pre-orders. So if it doesn't pre-order all that much, then they won't put out all that much, and vice versa. Well, not vice versa, but the opposite is also true. If a lot of pre-orders happen, then they'll send a lot more to stores than they would have. That's what Nintendo did. They again underestimated the demand for the Switch and ramped up production so they could get a few more out there in the wild yesterday. So why are you saying that that the Switch is not the next big thing? It's sold out. It's the next new Nintendo console. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is on it. The game that is highly acclaimed and tied for the second highest rated game of all time. That is a launch game for this system. Yet you're trying to downplay it, saying that, sales don't matter. It's not the next big thing. Just wait. It'll get back in the stores eventually. I find this so ironic because, like I said, there have been so many articles saying that Nintendo Switch's sales don't matter, yet when the PS4, its launch day sold over 1 million, it got praise out the wazoo. Like saying, this is amazing, and I'm not going to say that selling 1 million on day one is not trying to downplay that in any means. That is a great feat. But why do people think it's okay to downplay Nintendo when it comes to stuff like this, but praise Sony and Microsoft? If I'm not mistaken, the majority of the PS4 and Xbox One, their launch day sales, the majority of those were due to pre-orders. So, and that's the only real point that this guy gives, the fact that the majority of the sales on launch day were pre-orders. Yes, that makes sense because that's how consoles work. And yeah, of course you should be patient. If a system is successful, it'll sell out at launch, and then people will have to wait a month or two in order to get one, if not less than that. But I just don't really understand what exactly this guy's point is. Why does he not believe that this is going to be the next big thing? Why is he trying to downplay a system selling out, period? If anything, people should be praising this thing for selling out like it did, because going into it, there was so much negativity before, when it was called the NX, and after. There was just so much negativity, unfounded negativity going into this thing, that people should honestly be surprised and impressed and praising this thing just for the simple fact that it sold out at launch in all regions. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just looking at it with a fanboy bias, but even if I am, I'm still just curious about why people think it's okay to try to downplay the Nintendo Switch's sales. They're probably going to do this throughout the entirety of its life. Like, if it if at any point the PS4 outsells it one week, they'll claim it's doomed because a last gen system outsold it or whatever. And that's just going to happen. The PS4 has more games right now. When the PS4 has 3 years to build up its library, when the Switch only has 1 year, it's probably the PS4 more than likely going to sell more than it this holiday season. Especially with the Pro out and it getting more support. So yeah, I foresee a lot more articles like this in the future. And I'm not planning on covering all of them, but if I see enough, then I'll bring this up again. Just like like I've said before, I am super duper excited for the Switch, but I chose to not get it at launch simply because I'm excited to play Zelda, yes, but simply because I wasn't sure if that game alone justified me purchasing it right now. And also, I was pretty sure that I wasn't going to be able to get one, period, until a few months later. Probably in June, when my brother's birthday is. So, yeah, that's my take on this. If anyone in the comment section wants to talk about this more, I'd love to have a conversation with you down there. And also, if you did get a Switch, tell me which bundle did you get? What accessories? What games, especially? Are you happy with the launch games that you got? Especially if you got Zelda. Please tell me how that is. But yeah, until next time, see you later.